There's going to be a meeting with Ben Wollaston in the penultimate qualifiers to 3. Nigel Bond has clawed one back, but Ed and Sheriff still in charge of their match 4-1. Sam Craigie, very talented player, has seen off Andy Hicks in emphatic fashion. Hicks, of course, having beaten the 12 times women's world champion Rhiannon Evans in a very tense and tight match in the opening round. But today, Craigie having too many guns for him. So just confirmation of what happened in the afternoon session. Excellent win there for the veteran whirlwind Jimmy White, the oldest player on the tour at 58, who was all at sea, in his words, at the mid-session, trailing Michael Giorgio 3-1, but played a good deal better in the second half of the match. And Giorgio, as a result of that loss, is off the tour.
Frame 10. Michael White to break.
So Michael White, with a spring in his step, having kept the match alive with that fine pressure clearance of the colours when Jamie O'Neill was inside of victory. Is that going to shift the momentum of this match? White needs 2, O'Neill needs 1.
Yes, and one thing that they haven't done, either player, is break off and leave a red on. Because normally you see that red over on the right side of the table and players knock it in. Oh, so close. Yeah, you see players knock that red in and win the frame from it. But so far this evening, I've managed to cover that red.
Mentioned Sam Craigie's emphatic win over Andy Hicks just now. He now plays Anthony Hamilton for a place in the final qualifying round. Hamilton, who of course won the German Masters a couple of seasons back for his long-awaited first ranking title.
Good pot there from Jamie O'Neill. Doesn't need to do much with the cue ball with that red in the baulk area. Well, a little careless to have caught the brown, but should still pot the red.
6.
And that's just about right if he wants to go into the pack of reds. The temptation is to play for the 2 loose reds, but he's absolutely perfect on the blue. Yeah, well played. Now, are you on anything? He opens his arms wide. He's not on anything easy. He is on a red to the baulk corner, but he was entitled to be on something a lot easier than that. He played the positive shot and could have won frame and match had he been on an easy red. He might still. Didn't hold back.
Jamie O'Neill 12.
Playing that shot in the knowledge that he deserved to be on something easier, which probably made the pot, which was already tricky, that little bit more difficult.
Well, I'm surprised he played that pot like he did, because he was always going to be leaving this easy red over the right corner pocket. He could have played that red, but screwed the cue ball back towards the blue, which would have given him some element of safety, and we know he can play those big pullbacks.
And he may well be thinking that now, shaking his head. And there are just signs here that the pendulum's swinging in this match. Michael White boosted by pulling the previous frame out of the bag. and now given a good chance at the start of this one.
He'd like to get the pink back on its spot, but I don't think he can get on the pink easy here. Well, that's what he's played for. I think he'd have been playing up for the blue and trying to get on to the pink a bit easier than this, but he must be feeling confident. Well played.
Yeah, he's just beginning to look more like the player who was knocking in the big breaks before the interval again. He's got that spring in his step back, that swagger that went missing from when he led 3-2 to finding himself 5-3 adrift.
14.
Meanwhile, Eden Sharaf edging towards victory over former world finalist Nigel Bond. Just needs one more. And if Sharaf goes on to win, he'll play Liu Haosha of China for a place on Judgment Day.
21.
And could conceivably play Michael White if White were to fight back to win this and then get the better of Noppon Sankam, who's next up for the winner.
Sure.
But a lot of snooker to be played before we can think about any of that. There still could be a fair bit, Joe, in this match.
Yeah, absolutely, but the way that Michael is stomping around the table now, brimming with confidence. Doesn't look like missing, but got to keep your concentration. So easy to miss an easy ball at this game. Now is this blue straight? He's overhit that one. He shouldn't have needed the rest here.
33.
Can you reach it? Yeah, just.
It's a bit of a stretch.
Played it well though. Played it very well. He won't need those safe reds, but O'Neill will now. And that should ease the pressure a little bit on Michael White.
A real battle
40.
underway on table 6. Kasper Filipiak and Mike Dunn locked together at 4 each.
Overhit that one. I think he played for the pink.
Whoever wins that Dunn-Filipiak match will play the man they call the Minister of Defence, Martin O'Donnell, who's had a really solid couple of seasons and has turned himself into an excellent match player. Not the quickest on the tour, but very likeable fellow and a very effective snooker player these days, O'Donnell. He's going to give anyone a match the way he's been playing of late.
Well, that could have gone wrong, but it hasn't.
47.
This red is still potable to the right corner. 35 the difference.
Well, Michael White has sprung back into life in the nick of time, but he's still got a bit of work to do to take this match the distance. 36 in front. Maiden ranking title came in Mumbai, India,
52.
when he whitewashed Ricky Walden. Added the Paul Hunter Classic a couple of years later. beating Sean Murphy. And then an alarming drop-off in form, but we've seen evidence of the old Michael White re-emerging this evening. And what a big win it would be for him. He's ranked 66 in the world, remember, so he could really do with a win here.
Just the pink. And that leaves his opponent needing snookers and this red to take us definitely to a decider.
64.
And how quickly the momentum can shift.
65.
Neill was all over him at 5-3, looking the stronger. White has burst back into contention.
Looks a different man, doesn't he? What a
70.
match this has been.
It's been terrific, isn't it? Really good stuff. We've had a bit of everything. We've had the big breaks, we've had some tough match play, some excellent safety at times. And we've seen some real bottle from the Welshman.
That double would have brought the house down.
Well played, Michael White. Two excellent frames from him, and he needed them, of course. He was on the cusp at 5-3 down and very nearly lost 6-3, but he's battled back manfully. And look at him, geeing himself up for what promises to be a thrilling decider here in Sheffield. What a match it's been. And we've still got one frame to determine who will go through to the penultimate qualifying round. It's all to play for. It's 5 frames all. They both need one. Well, if momentum counts for anything, Joe Johnson, you'd have to say that White is the favourite, but the way this match has gone, you'd be pretty brave to pick a winner even at this stage.
Yeah, you would, but and they both showed great fighting qualities when Michael thought he was out, especially in frame 9, when Jamie O'Neill, he had him in all kinds of trouble, snookered him 2 or 3 times with that last red on the table, but he escaped from them, got a good clearance, showed great fighting qualities. Now, can Jamie show the same if he gets a chance?
Well, it bears repeating that O'Neill came through his first round match in a decider, and he made a frame winning break in that decider, 64 from memory, to see off Oliver Brown. How he would love something similar right now, but he knows he can do it. He's done it already. Can he do it again to book his place in round 3 or 4 here?
Well, you sit there and you're saying to yourself now, just give me a chance. Let me have a chance at winning this decider and be really positive.
Jamie, you need to break.
No handshake, of course, for obvious reasons, but a little nod of respect between the two ahead of this shootout.
And let's not forget, in the last frame, he didn't do anything wrong, O'Neill. He played the positive shot, going into that pack of reds, splitting them wide open, and didn't finish on an easy one. He took that long red on to the yellow pocket, and for me, could have pulled the cue ball back a little bit to cover that red over the right corner. And it cost him dearly.
Yeah, I think whoever loses this match can at least console themselves that they've played some good stuff, but it's probably going to be scant consolation, obviously. But they've both played their part in what has been a terrific tussle. Another shake of the head from O'Neill with the in off, but no great damage done. It's another good safety from White, though.
This is what you've got to do in a decider, is play good shots. first loose shot offers his opponent a chance. That's what you don't want, because you may not come back to the table. Unless you're bumping elbows.
Yeah, good return.
I've just got to catch the paint here. Doesn't want to catch it too thick and send the red over the left corner. Well, it's a half chance. I think he may be able to get to the blue. He's looking at playing onto the black or pink, but I think the blue is the safer option.
Well, we saw Michael White stroke in a couple of quite outstanding reds from long range earlier in the match, but this is not early, this is very late, and there's a lot more pressure on this than those ones. But it's beautifully struck again.
1.
Yes, and that little rub there has left him on the pink. Not ideally, it's got to be said, but oh, look at that. We'll know before him, and it's too high.
Michael White 1.
Well, what a big shot that was. Had he got it, what a chance he would have had, but that chance now falls to Jamie O'Neill.
Now, does he risk playing for the black here? It's worthwhile playing for the black, because worst case scenario, he'd be on the pink. Not ideally, but if he should finish on the black.
1.
Well, nothing wrong with that, being sure, or trying to be sure of playing onto the blue. It's just how you see the shot down there.
Six. Seven.
As Philip mentioned, he's played a decider in his last match and made a frame-winning break. So he's got the bottle. Could have done without that kiss. Played to come past the reds, and he would have had an easy red to the right corner.
14.
As it is, I'm not sure if he's on one at all.
Well, you saw what he thought of that kiss that has put him in no man's land, really.
Is that a plant? it's not far away. It's not far away at all. 3-ball plant.
Yeah, you've got to make double sure though if he's going to take it on that he's sure he's going to get it.
Well, he's got to take that cue ball down the table just in case.
Jamie O'Neill, 14.
So Michael White will be relieved that that opportunity only resulted in 14 points, only 9 between them in this decider for the right to play Noppon Sankam of Thailand. Quick look from Monika Solkowska at the cue ball in case there's a foul here. I think this is as long as Michael White has thought about a shot this evening. He's been going at well under 20 seconds per shot for the match. But this is a final frame with an awful lot riding on it for both players. Answers on a postcard. He's not happy.
Well, that was a possibility he could have played. Well, he's had a right old go there, and it could have been a lot worse. There is a red to the left middle, but very, very difficult to play, hampered over the red. He's had a real result there. He really has. But if this goes in,
it is very awkward queuing, isn't it? What a big shot this is. Nope.
It could have been a lot easier, couldn't it? He gave it a lot of thought, Michael, there. And he could have played off the cushion, landed up to the reds. But he decided to have a go. He's decided to have another go there.
1.
Full marks for being positive, you've got to say that. And he could have played the easy safety shot in behind the yellow.
Well, it's been a hallmark of this match from the get-go that both players have gone for their shots.
Yeah, you're dead right, Philip. And O'Neill did in the last frame when he bust that pack wide open and didn't finish on an easy one.
But you do need a little bit of luck to go with the very high level of skill required to prevail in this game, and White certainly had a bit when he went all out for the pot, missed it by a margin and left O'Neill very awkward on his intended red. Is that going to be the difference at the end of this frame? You get the feeling there could be quite a few twists and turns before we're done here.
14.
Not happy with the position he's left himself on the straight red.
15.
Wrong side of the blue, but he's got 2 reds above it. Now he's played that one well, finding the gap between the two reds to leave himself nicely on the red to the middle.
$21.
It was looking pretty bleak for White when he fell 5-3 behind. He looked to be feeling the pressure and some of the demons that have dogged him in the last couple of seasons perhaps resurfacing at that stage, with Jamie O'Neill looking rock solid mentally.
27.
But he's found an extra gear in the nick of time.
Yeah, but still a lot of work to do here. Not an easy table by any means. And it starts with this red, which isn't easy.
32.
Just taking a little bit more time, and that's, I think, an encouraging sign for White, who at times has been punished for rushing his shots, but showing a bit of composure here.
$33.
Nice shot. Nicely on the black.
Well, you can bet your life that his heart is beating a little quicker at the moment, but so far so good.
41.
And that red near the black cushion will pass those two reds.
$48. $49.
40 points the lead. Another red in the colour. And the red must go to that middle pocket the way he's played the shot.
His fifth break of over 60 tonight, to just the one from O'Neill.
$57.
Just the colour needed. Looking at the scoreboard. $48 the difference. The brown would be enough. So one snooker needed for Jamie O'Neill.
And Michael White puffs out his cheeks. Well, he's shown a lot of mettle in the last three frames. It wasn't looking good at 5-3, but he really has shown some character, and he's now put himself on the cusp of what would be a really significant victory for him. The kind of victory that might just be the catalyst to turn his career back in the right direction.
And that makes absolutely sure.
In the circumstances, Joe, this has been a terrific break.
Well, it really has, but as you said, he got out of jail there, didn't he, when he went for that long red. And the reds went all over the place.
Yeah, he could easily have left an easier one for Jamie O'Neill. So he did need a bit of luck, but there's been a lot of skill and heart in this victory. It's been one of the best matches of the World Championship qualifying so far, and it's hard lines on Jamie O'Neill,
Michael White.
who's certainly
57
played his
frame.
part, but it's Michael White who's come from 5-3 behind to take a 6-5 victory and book a place in the penultimate qualifying round here at the English Institute for Sport, and he affords himself just the merest hint of a smile, and no wonder. He deserves it. He showed real character to get a very important victory by 6 frames to 5.
You went for an unbelievable red, got away with it, but at that stage, what were you thinking?
Oh yeah, to be honest with you, I didn't really have another shot, so I thought I'm not going to try and play safe and mess it up and go out and not having a go.
Yeah.
So I sort of had to have a go at it, and I suppose I was a bit lucky really, because I could have left him easier, you know.
Yeah, he had a chance at the red, but
Yeah.
the clearance that you got was superb. I mean, that wasn't an easy clearance by any means. You know, you potted some great balls. What was you feeling? You know, was the heart beating?
Yeah, yeah, it was going like hell, but I've never lacked in bottle, so
No.
I'm not scared to win, do you know what I mean? Even at 5-3 down, I thought, if you're going to lose, give it everything you got, do you know what I mean? It's a World Championship, so I just give it everything, and when my back was against the wall, I came up with the goods, so yeah, pleased.
Well, it was incredible. It was a great match to watch on television, and well done, and good luck in the next round.
Thanks, Joe, I appreciate it.
Well done indeed. He did go for it and he was rewarded. He showed some real mettle there, Michael White, to see off Jamie O'Neill in one of the matches of the tournament so far. It really was an entertaining watch, and O'Neill can feel a bit hard done by because he played his part, and with a little bit more